Hello and welcome back to NJW 1967. Today I'm going to take you through how I built my perfect garage from start to finish. I will be giving a few shout outs through this video to product suppliers. None of the suppliers mentioned in this video sponsored the build. All the products were bought out of my own pocket for my own use. The first part of this video is made up with a series of picture slides. I'll try and be as descriptive as possible, but stay till the end and watch the video of how the Mancave looks now it's finished. So first things first, before any building work started, I got rid of the up and over garage door. I had already decided at this point that I wanted an electric roller shutter. I employed the services of Eclipse roller shutter doors from North Lincolnshire near Scunthorpe. Fantastic company, big shout out to them guys, did a really good job. I'll leave a link in the description for these guys. If you're looking for a roller shutter, give them a shout, you won't go wrong. They were there in the morning, first job, and they were done by 1 o'clock and on the way home. And as for the price point, they were bang on the money. Eclipse were more competitive than most other people that I tried. This is what the outside of the building looked like before any work started. There's a clue to my intentions there, as you can see with the unpaved area that's been left. So, because my property was a new build, it's quite common these days that the permitted development rights are removed from new build properties for 5 years. So I still had to apply for planning permission. Although that planning permission didn't have a fee attached to it, it was free because it should have fallen under permitted development. Garage was done to building regs, all above board, got the planning permission, no problems, and then we were off. So the original as-built dimensions of the garage was 6 metres long by 3 metres wide. I added approximately 1.5 metres to the side of the garage. Luckily as well, I had a really good work colleague who was a structural engineer who drew me up the garage as it should be, and also did the calculation for the main support beam after taking the wall out. I was very grateful for this service, and all he'd accept in exchange for his work was a couple of cases of beer. So then it began, deconstruction day. So first job before we took the east facing wall out that was going to be moved over was to secure the roof with some temporary acro jacks. Apologies here about the poor quality of the photographs. The first few were taken from my CCTV footage, as I forgot to take some photos at the time while we were doing it. So the wall came out and the mini digger got to work, assisted by some mandrolic action to get the footings in. Then we were off with the brickwork, moving the door over and getting the floor base prepped. We whacked some sharp sand onto the hardcore, placed a DPC on top of it, and then lined it with some Kingspan insulation before the concrete was laid. The next major job was to get the RSJ support beam in place. This was a big relief and allowed us to remove the acro jacks that were holding the roof up. After the beam was fixed in place, this allowed us to then strip off the existing roof. We then proceeded with construction of the new roof using a 6x2 bearer down the spine of the existing apex. We then fastened 6x2 bearers from the centre spine down to the newly finished pan wall. This was a relatively straightforward process. Didn't take too long. As soon as we got it felted, we had the roof back on and the building was watertight again. At this point we knew what the roof profile would be, so the bricklayer could continue on and finish the gable ends of the building. Over the next 3 days we had the roof fully completed, the end cappings on the fascias, the external side personnel door and everything back together. The last job to do now was to pour the concrete floor inside the building, and then it was time to wave bye bye to my builder friends, and now it was all on my own. Now it was time to start testing my carpentry skills. The frames were built on the floor and then covered with the damp-proof membrane. When they were installed, I left a 75mm gap between the brickwork and the damp-proof membrane. The 75mm gap allows air movement between the damp-proof membrane and the brickwork. This avoids any damp getting trapped between the two and ensures good ventilation for the building. So as I'd gone as far as I could with the stud walls, I decided it was time to start on the first fix electrics. The plan was to fit as many sockets as I could in the area, so I decided on one big ring main that fed the floor sockets of around 8, 4 on each side. Then there was 5 across the bench, 4 up in the loft to supply all the peripherals for broadband, routers, network switches. There was also the AV wall to consider, which also had 2 double sockets and a supply from the loft area down to it with some 20mm conduits to a single box for some network connections. Oh yeah, I nearly forgot. There's also some sockets in the cupboards, one for the fridge and one in my motorbike clothing cupboard for charging my helmet. So, enough with electrics. Next on the list was plasterboarding and installing insulation. Really glad I had this tool loaned to me by a friend. What a great piece of kit. Saved loads of time picking screws up, balancing them on a magnetic bit, falling off and repeat. This was brilliant. So if you're planning on doing any plasterboarding, have a look around, see if you can hire one of these plasterboard screw fixing screwdriver tools. You won't regret it. Pay a few quid, hire it, it'll save you tons of time. So after about a week of spare time, I was boarded up. It was time to start throwing some plaster on the walls. This is not a job that I'd ever tackle, so I got a plasterer in to do this bit. He did a smashing job. He was in and out 2 days, done and dusted. I would have liked to have given Darren a shout out, the plasterer that did the job for me, but I can't find his Facebook page anymore. I don't know whether he's still doing it, but anyway, thanks Darren, great job. Next job was to get all the spotlights wired up so I could see what I was doing while I was painting. These are 100mm 10W spotlights, and there's 20 of them in the garage in total, wired up in banks from front to rear on dimmers. So after about 10 coats of white paint, I got the plaster sized up and sealed. After a lot of deliberation, umming and ahhing and ponderation, I decided on grey as a colour. This is a standard Wicks scrubbable paint, which I've got to say were absolutely brilliant. Went on great, covered well, and it's really durable. So if you're looking for some good emulsion, Wicks is your place. And I think you'll agree with the contrast between the white ceiling and the grey walls. It looks quite impressive. So I was on the home run now, starting to get there. Got the TV up, fitted the twin loft hatches. 2 loft hatches were essential because I have to get in the loft from either end. So it's not actually tall enough to stand in. So yeah, 2 hatches. Then IKEA thought it was essential to extract a reasonable amount of money out of my pocket for some kitchen units. I went to IKEA because it was the only place I could get black carcasses from. I didn't want to fit white carcasses, I prefer the black look in my garage, and I quite like the sort of burgundy red colour, gloss burgundy red of the doors. Sort of goes well with the grey and sort of all fits in. As you can see, the bar fridge was made a priority at this point. It was quite warm at this time of year, it was summer, so Them cold beers were very welcome after a day's work. So down the right hand side of the garage at ceiling level I fitted a locker cupboards that span the whole back wall. These keep the floor space nice and clean, and yeah, I think they're fitting quite well. Right down at the end, which you'll see in another clip, is my clothing cupboard for my motorcycle gear. So then I moved on to the flooring after many bags of self-levelling compound. As you can see, the quality inspectors came in to have a look when the job were done. This is another big shout out to Duramat. Duramat is the company that supplied my flooring. Next day service, really good. I will also include in the description a link to Duramat's website. Why not check them out if you're looking for some garage floor coverings. I went for grey and black to form like a checker pattern. The product I got was Duratile, which is the flat looking tile with like a leather grain effect on it. Very good, very durable. And I wouldn't have any hesitation of using it again should I need it for this sort of application. And I would definitely recommend Duramat as a supplier. So please check out their website. They've got a 10% offer at the moment. The code's displayed on their webpage. So to finish off the flooring, I applied a skirting trim. This skirting trim is widely available from PVC suppliers. It's actually anthracite architrave trim, and it's approximately 100mm deep. It works perfect for this purpose. Simply mitre your corners, bond it on, job done. You've got a white clean skirting board surface. Here's a shot of the motorcycle clothing cupboard that we spoke about earlier. As you can see, my helmet's in there with the Bluetooth on charge. Next job was to get the AC heat pump fitted. This provides heating and cooling for winter and summer, and very rarely uses anything more than 700 watts while it's running. Very efficient and very good at what it does. The system was fitted by myself and a friend who's a refrigerant engineer. He came along, helped me commission it, we got it up and running, and he had the relevant qualifications and F-gas certification to make sure that it was all done to regulation. So here's a few shots of the finished product. I hope you've enjoyed the video so far, but stay tuned for a walk around video of the finished product. Hello guys, well here we are. I just thought I'd give you a tour around the man cave. So yeah, here we go. So this is the workbench area here, with the obligatory bar built in with the fridge. Always handy. It's not actually sold here, it's free if you come round. So yeah, as you can see, plenty of sockets all over. One in the back of the fridge socket. We've got LAN connections. There you go. It's the AV wall with the TV on it, and the Bose speaker system with the sub in the corner. Grumpy's sat on the sub, he likes it. So the AC unit, the old Rolex wall clock. Don't think it's original. What else did I do? Oh, here you go, look, hidden consumer unit inside the wall with the supplies. Roller shutter all nicely Frenched into the ceiling up there, look. And then the sofa, plenty of room for that. And this is the motorcycle clothing cupboard. As you can see, there's a socket in there. That's for charging my helmet, communications, gloves in there, and other clothing in there. Yeah, these locker cupboards are neat, doors open like that. Keep your boots up there out the way. Got my cloths in one of them, my valeting gear in the other, or detailing gear. But yeah guys, so that's the man cave. That's my perfect garage. Just start using that rowing machine as well. Get a bit of beef off. So yeah. So if anybody's got any ideas or tips they want, or any help with anything to do with building a man cave or a garage, hit me up on the in the comments. Ask a few questions. I'll do my best to answer them. CCTV inside and outside, all alarmed up. So as you can see, sockets, plenty of sockets. Yeah, so there you go guys, that's the man cave. You see why I spend so much time in here now. My own little sanctuary, my own little haven. So thanks for watching, and like I say, if you need any help with anything or any ideas, give us a shout. Oh yeah, dog beds. Yeah, they're for my dogs. They like to come in here as well, out of the way. Okay guys, thanks a lot. And oh, that's the one last thing. That's the flooring. Look, that's the Duraflex Duramat flooring. That's been down for about 3 years now, and as you can see, still in excellent condition. Okay guys, thanks for watching, and if you've enjoyed the content, I'd really appreciate a like, and if you want to, consider subscribing. Thanks a lot. See you later guys. Bye for now.